but happy to be here for the first time live in my Facebook page. So I just wanted to come in and chat to you about how to be more productive. I won't get started just yet because I want to hang on for a minute or two to let people join live if they want to, but the replay will also be available, so if you do miss it live, don't worry, you can come back and watch another time. So basically this month I've been covering a number of topics relating to being more productive and planning, and every week I've been doing a Q&A in my Facebook group, and I thought it was about time I gave some love to my Facebook page, so here I am. So this is to help people, and if you're one of these people, then hopefully today will be really useful for you, and I think we've all been there at some point or other, but this is to help people who get to the end of the week, get to the end of the month and think, I've been really busy, but I don't feel like I've achieved anything, I don't feel like I've got any closer to the goals that I've set. And it does happen to us all because it's so easy to kind of get distracted and to get caught up in sort of day to day, and so we don't get things done. So today I just wanted to come in and give you 3 simple tips that will help you be productive, more productive next week. Okay, so this isn't some kind of secret formula. They're tips that you will already know about, but they're things that we forget to do. So this is kind of a gentle reminder of things that you could be doing every week, every day to make yourself more productive. So before I get started, I'm going to just check that I am actually live. So bear with me a moment. If you see me glancing over here, it's because this is where my laptop is, which has both my notes and the page open, so that I can check for comments or anything like that. Okay, here we are. There I am. I'm live. Excellent. I'm now also just going to share this with my group. Okay. Great. Let's get started. So, the first tip that I have for you to be more productive is to set yourself goals. So you may well be sat there thinking, yes, I know, but truthfully, how often do you actually do that? It's something that we all kind of make a big fuss about at the start of the year. In January, we set our New Year's resolutions, we set our business goals, or whatever it may be. But how often do we go back to them, and how often do we actually set ourselves goals for a particular day, or set ourselves goals for a week? And without those goals, then of course the work that you do is going to be directionless, it's going to lack focus. So by giving yourself clear goals, the things that you want to achieve each week, each day, it keeps you on track and it helps you to stay focused. So going back to next week, set yourself a couple of goals. What do you want to achieve? It might be you want to sign up some new clients. It might be that you want to work towards a particular project that you've been working on, perhaps finish it completely, or perhaps achieve a certain amount of it. Whatever that goal is, make sure that you are as specific as possible. How many new clients do you want to sign? How much of that project do you want to finish? And by being really clear and specific, it keeps you focused and you're much more likely to actually achieve it. So that's my tip number 1, is to set goals. And I want to stress, better to set just a couple of goals and make real progress with them than to set yourself 10, 20 goals and end up in such a kind of chaos that you hardly make any progress with them at all. So again, in order to keep you focused, in order to keep you productive, focus on 1 or 2 specific things rather than lots and lots and lots of different ones. So that's tip number 1, set goals. Tip number 2, equally obvious possibly, make a plan. And again, it's something we all know we should do, but how often of us actually do it? How often of us take that, 10, 15 minutes a day, a week, to sit and actually plan out what we're going to do the following week or the following day? And by taking that time, you actually save yourself so much more time in the long run. So once you know what your goals are, what you want to achieve in that week, then think, what do I need to do each day in order to achieve those goals? And don't forget that there's other stuff going on in your life as well, because that's sometimes where we kind of get a bit derailed, is we kind of have this great plan in place that we're gonna do this, this and this, but we forget the fact that, actually at some point we have to go and pick the kids up from school, or we have to make dinner, and we have to go to that dentist appointment, and we've got 101 other things that we also need to do. So make sure when you're creating your plan that you're factoring in those things that you have to do, and you allow yourself a realistic amount of time to focus on your goals. And again, be specific. How much time do you have to focus on those goals next week? Each day, how much time? And in that time, what is it that you want to achieve? What is it you are going to be able to achieve? It's going to be perhaps a push, but it's possible and it's realistic. And then once you've got that planned out, stick to it. Which brings me to my third tip, which is to set yourself up for success. So it's all well and good having goals and making a plan if we don't stick to it. It's so easy to get distracted, and depending on who you are, there are different things that distract different people. For some people, it might be that you suddenly get bogged down in your emails. For others, it may be that without realising, you've suddenly spent 2 hours on Facebook. For others, it might be that they're just not feeling it, and so they're kind of caught up in a Netflix box set and spend the whole afternoon doing that instead of doing the work that they had planned in. So there are a number of ways that you can help yourself be as productive as possible. And again, it's about thinking about these things in advance. What is it that's likely to distract you, and how can you avoid those things? How can you create an environment for yourself where you're going to be more productive? So, sorry, just glancing at my notes over here. So avoiding the things that distract you. If you know that you're tempted by Facebook, then close it down. During that time that you've set for working on your goals, close down social media. If you know that you're going to be distracted by the TV, then work in a different room and, make sure that time that you've set aside is time that you focus on your goals, and that anything else is a no-no. Other things that can be really distracting are things like clutter, or make sure your workspace itself is nice and clear and a pleasant place to work, somewhere where you're going to be able to focus. If you've got clutter and kids' toys and everything all over the place, then potentially that might be a distraction for you. So think ahead. What is it that's going to distract me, and how can I avoid those things? If answering emails is something, as soon as you see that notification pop up, this is something that I do, you can't resist going to look what it is and see what someone has to say. Close down your emails, give yourself that hour, those 2 hours, to just focus on those goals that you want to achieve. So I hope that's been helpful. Those are my 3 tips. So just to recap, tip number 1, set yourself goals, not just yearly goals, but set yourself goals for the week. And then from that, set yourself daily goals. And then tip number 2, plan. So make sure you're not just sitting down at the start of a day, not actually knowing what you're going to be doing that day and just kind of randomly getting on with stuff. Give yourself a plan. Take 10 minutes and say, okay, in this time, this is what I'm going to work on, and this is what I'm going to achieve. And then step number 3, set yourself up for success. So create an environment which is going to make you productive. Avoid distractions. Get the clutter out of there. Hey guy, nice to see you. Get the clutter out of there, and basically do what you need to do so that that time is sacred, and that time is the time that you are going to focus on working towards those goals that you've set for the week. So I'll pop each of those 3 tips in the comments as well, so that there's a little almost kind of cheat sheet there for you if you don't have time to watch the whole video. If you found this useful, then I would encourage you to come and join my Facebook group, Business Class, where I'm actually there every week doing a live Q&A and covering a range of topics. This month it's productivity, last month we talked about branding, but we'll be covering blogging, email marketing, all sorts of things. So if you have found this useful, then come along and join us in Business Class. I'll leave a link in the comments to that as well. And then lastly, if you are keen to get more productive, at the end of this month, I'm going to be doing a 7-day productivity challenge. And each day of the challenge, I will send you an email which covers a different tip, tool or technique that will help you to be more productive in your business and in your life in general. So if that sounds like something that you would find useful, then you can sign up to that now. I'll leave the link in the comments, and that starts on Monday the 27th of March, so you've got a couple of weeks to sign up, but I'd really love to see you there. I think it's going to be really useful for people, and it will definitely help you to be more productive. So if you have enjoyed this, then please do give it a like. It's nice to know that people are both watching and finding the information useful. And I'll see you again soon. Thank you.